You have just tapped into the Christian Life Coach Collective, and I'm your host, Laura Malone. I'm here to equip and encourage coaches in skills, business, personal life, and faith. I believe you're already 100% worthy and capable, and you're called for such a time as this. So let's get you walking it out with courage and confidence so you can be an amazing coach who sees transformation and great results in both your life and the lives around you. Let's get started. This is the day that the Lord has made, so let us rejoice and be glad in it. I'm thinking about how many times I've heard that in like a women's Bible study or on the kids, cute little musical Christian CDs we used to listen to 15, 20 years ago. And I think about that scripture and how I can use the morning to dwell on it and to find ways to enhance my life experience throughout the day. And I've realized that in rejoicing that God has made this day, if I really actually think about that and sit in it for a minute and meditate on it, actually let it inform my thinking. And don't forget to include that it says, not just let us rejoice, but be glad in it. We are glad that the Lord made this day. And I don't think we live like we're glad this day is here. Have you ever thought about okay, I'm so glad today is here. I'm so glad God made this day. It's a whole shift in paradigm for me when you think about it. I realize that there are three main things that I do, and they make a huge difference. And all of a sudden I realized I would love to share them with you because they might make a difference for you. I am a pretty busy person. I feel like I didn't used to be a very busy person. And maybe that's just because my perception or perspective of it changed. But I feel like very busy. Like my days are very full because there's so much to do that other people are waiting for. I used to have a lot going on and not really realize it. And I think it's because most of the things I needed to do were coming from an internal expectation, internal requirements, like things I need to get done in the house, things I need to do for homeschooling, for my kids, my husband, even our ministry, Crisis Response International, like a lot of those things, they weren't deadlines from outside of me. And I was used to packing and going and all those things. It was just like, that's the way my life is. And I think other people thought my life was busy. But I didn't feel like my life was busy. And now I feel like there's just literally not enough time in the day. So I have to use it really, really well. I have to have a strategy. I have to have clarity. I have to know how I'm going forward, even while I'm still flexible and I can adapt to what comes my way. But I know that when I wake up in the morning and I do these three things, it makes a huge difference in how I feel fruitful and fulfilled throughout the day. So whether you are managing two jobs, like you've got a job, but you started a coaching business on the side, or you're full-time solopreneur, you're the entrepreneur and you're the technician and you're the coach and you're the person who does everything. Maybe you have kids, maybe you don't, maybe you are running other things in your life or you're really active in your community, your neighborhood, your church, and you've got a lot going on in addition to this dream and calling as a coach on your life. Think about setting time to start your morning out in a way that is intentional and fruitful. And my number one is talk to Jesus first. So I don't always set an alarm, but I do like to wake up and lay in bed and actually just spend time listening to God and just saying, hi, hey, Jesus, good morning, right? Psalm 143:8 says, let me hear in the morning of your steadfast love, for in you I trust. I just want to hear God speak love to me and remind me, like, this is why I trust him. He's with me all of the time. He's like already here in my house, in the bedroom, sitting on the bed, watching me sleep kind of thing. Like in that context of Emmanuel, Holy Spirit, God with us, Jesus is right there all of the time. And so just spending time listening to what his heart says and talking to him, like just regular morning conversation, not a liturgical service or intense intercession or perfect speech. It's just a conversation with this man who's always right there. Like, what if you just wake up to him and say hello and share your heart with him? Listen to what's in his heart. You could set an alarm just 5 or 10 minutes extra before you have to get out of bed and spend that time in your bed, on your pillow, just be wrapped up in your blankets and say, good morning. What are you thinking today, Jesus? What do you, and just actually sit and wait to see what he says. I like these scriptures, Psalm 88:13. But I, O Lord, cry out to you. In the morning, my prayer comes before you. Psalm 119, verse 147 says, I rise before dawn and cry for help. I hope in your words. I hope in your words. You can hope in the words Jesus speaks to you. But how do you hope in words you cannot hear spoken because you're not listening? You're not dialed in, right? Mark 1:35 says, and rising very early in the morning, while it was still dark, he, meaning Jesus, departed and went out to a desolate place where he prayed. He rose really early in the morning and he spent that time with his Father, right? So what does that mean for you to talk to Jesus first? Before you talk to anybody else, before you call a friend, before you listen to the news, before you listen to the kids crying, complaining, or start, complaining to your husband or telling everybody what they need to get done for the day. What if you woke up and you're just like, hey, Jesus, it's good to see you. It makes a huge difference for me. My number 2 thing is, this is something that I've had to cultivate, but now that I grasp it, I love it. It's so delicious. It's called enjoying silence. Don't turn anything on. Don't pick up your phone. Don't start watching something. Don't listen to something. Don't scroll or read whatever it is, your book on a device. Like, actually take some time and let there be silence in your house and in your mind to whatever degree you can. My one exception is that I do sometimes read, especially if it's like early in the morning and I don't want to turn a light on because it's dark. I read the Bible app on my iPad and I turn the light down low. I change the lighting on it and everything, the blue light, all that stuff. And I dig in and I dial into what the word is saying on there. But I also have all notifications turned off on my devices. My phone lets me know I have a text message or a phone call. Every other notification is turned off because I check things when I am ready to go check them. I only have notifications set for things where my kids need to reach me, my employees need to reach me, my husband, and like family members, right? That is what's important, and that's what gets my attention. So I can be on my iPad and not have distractions because I have it set that way. My point being isn't that you shouldn't be on a device as much as it's not being on a device is something that, or when you are on a device, it's something that allows you to fill your mind with things unintentionally because you could just swipe right over and be on Facebook, Instagram, X, whatever, Pinterest, and you're like filling your mind with all these things that come at you then rather than being intentional about what is allowed to come into your thoughts. And I believe morning is really just the best time to be intentional at your foundational place. And it's if you're going to open a device and press play on something, make sure that it is actually what you want to put into your mind today. Makes me think about, it was about, I don't know, more than 10 years ago. I decided to stop putting any form of sugar in my coffee. It was back then Splenda was really popular, and my husband and I both drank like, I don't know, half and half with a couple of Splendas in our coffee. And it changed the way my body wanted sugar for the rest of the day. So when I stopped drinking sugar in my coffee, waking my body up with some form of sugar, it changed what I wanted, what my body thirsted and hungered for the rest of the day. And I feel that way, that like whatever you put in your body and in your soul at the beginning of the day is going to impact the way that you spend the rest of your day. How your soul and your body is set to go through the day, how your mind is set up to experience life. So what if you just use some silence to listen to Jesus, but also to hear yourself think? Is there really another time of day when you can hear what your soul is saying? Are you actually paying attention during dinner to what you were thinking, or in the car line at school, or while you're at your computer trying to figure out, how do I market on the internet as a solopreneur coach? How do I let people know? How do I cultivate this offer? How do I do this better? How do I create more coaching methods? How do I, are you actually thinking about what you're thinking? Let the morning silence be like a respite, an intentional time of listening to what you really think, feel, question, what you really want and need. I know you might have, kids to wake up, a dog to walk, a kitchen to clean up from last night, but in the moments where you can, stop and listen to yourself. Don't put on a podcast while you're in the shower. Don't put on the news while you make breakfast. Don't turn on things that are going to distract you from thinking about what you think about and making wise decisions about what you think about. So if you're the kind of person, like my husband, who wakes up and just wants to start talking ASAP, what if you started singing instead, or like whatever comes out of your mouth is praising God or talking out loud to Jesus? Tell him who he is to you and remind your own soul of who he is and what he's done. And say out loud the promises that are over your life. Do paradigm shifting work that's going to sustain you through the day. Say things that are truth, big T truth. And if you need to, choose a couple of scriptures and post them somewhere in your house where you see them and you can walk through the house repeating them and meditating on them. Psalm 59:16 says, I will sing of your strength. I will sing out loud of your steadfast love in the morning. For you've been to me a fortress and a refuge in the day of my distress. Listen, we need this. We need to be singing of God's steadfast love in the morning because he's our fortress and our refuge. And we all are in distress, we need to remember. If you really need or want something on the TV or computer, I recommend going to YouTube, put on worship videos. Our favorites in the house are Maverick City Music. This, a young woman named Harvest. She's amazing. We love her. Jonathan, David, and Melissa Helzer, and Upper Room, which I literally have on the TV right now while I'm listening to this guy at Upper Room, Justice Tams. He's leading a prayer set, and it's just, it just permeates the room. My husband also loves Garrett and Kate on YouTube. And doing this, it helps me feel like there's movement and energy in the room while I'm working. There's something on the TV, but my mind isn't pulled away and distracted from the work that I'm actually doing. Plus, that worship changes the atmosphere in my home and my office. And if I do get distracted from working, it's literally just stop and worship Jesus. So it's kind of a win-win situation. I do like something on the TV, whether it's just one of those AI-generated screens of like a beach, like a couch in front of the beach, or this outdoor patio where there seem to be fires, dogs, cats, candles, couches, and also you're in the mountains and the snow doesn't pile up on your furniture. I love that. And there's usually like jazz piano in the background. But I want the atmosphere in my house and in my office to be shifted. And worship does that. It actually changes the frequency of the atmosphere, whether you know it or not. So go with it. Number 3, this is my main one here that I want to dial in on. It's called creating a morning vision. So it's really fun. Before you dive into all the other things you have to do. So let's just say you woke up, you talked to Jesus, you got out of bed, you enjoyed the silence, you thought about what you're thinking about. Before all of the other things you're doing, stop and pull out a piece of paper and a pencil and write a full page of how you envision your day going. Who you are in it, what you're doing, like with hope. If you know some of the things you need to do or what's coming your way, just write out who you're going to be and how you're going to face them, and like let it flow without judgment. Don't edit it. Don't spend time erasing and rewriting. You're going to throw this away. Nobody's going to look at it. It does not matter. It also helps you learn to stop editing yourself and reveals how much energy you probably spend changing yourself to meet unspoken and perceived requirements. So let it just come out the way that it rises up in your mind as you're writing. There's no protocol, no formula. It's not a magical solution to anything. It's just going to help you find direction and bear more fruit because you're having a vision. You're setting a foundation for what your day is going to look like. So I say to use paper and pencil to put your vision for the day into being instead of typing it out, because writing on paper actually engages your brain in a really specific way that's going to help you tune in and make a stronger connection to your vision. So it connects to your spirit. Well, it connects your spirit, your soul, and your body all together at a deeper level. And it eliminates those distractions of technology for sure. So it also allows you to keep writing with less self-editing. So you're not naturally just going to hit delete, 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 right? It slows you down while you're in this process, and it actually makes what you're writing more tangible to you. I created a free morning vision resource for you. You're going to find the link to that in the show notes. It's a few pages of prompts, so you can use it as a framework to get you started on your morning vision. You can print it out, write on them, or just use those prompts as an outline for different thought ideas that you can use in your own journal or on your own pad of paper. And after you write it out, like if you want, just leave it on your desk or on the kitchen table. Look at it throughout the day if you need some reminders. If you use the prompts, you don't even have to fill it all in. Just use what flows. You don't have to strive here, make it hard. Don't overthink this. Don't overcomplicate it. It's supposed to just be easy. Let it flow out, create a vision, be intentional, and then walk away. Look at it if you want to, but we're going to throw this away and start fresh tomorrow with new vision, even if some of that vision carries over from today. But just remember that what you're doing, there's no requirement or judgment attached to it. Even the prompts I give you have no power over you. You don't have to do something. I'm not telling you or making you do this. You make it what you want it to be. The most important thing is that you're getting really intentional about what you think and the vision you're creating for your daily life. That's how you start getting great results for yourself and your family, your business, clients, and really start cultivating a legacy for your future. I also recommend to make this something you enjoy doing with like different writing tools. A friend of mine, she loves writing on graph paper instead of lined paper or blank paper. You can use specific like writing utensils, like different, like a gel pen or calligraphy pen, whatever is for you. I really love sharp pencils, so I have a very pretty gold electric sharpener on my desk. So I'm always ready to enjoy whatever I'm writing. I actually enjoy the process of writing. And what you're writing, it doesn't even matter if it's legible. Like the goal is to get it out of your brain, through your soul, onto paper so that you're connected with it. I want to give you an example. So I'm actually going to read you my morning vision for today. So it goes like this. I didn't use my prompts because I'm familiar with them, but it's just like this. I find joy in the unknown today. I will smile more even if I'm alone. I love who I am right now while I'm still growing. I embrace transformation. I will not be frustrated in today's meeting. I will apologize when I'm short and straight to the point with the wrong person. I will hug my girls for no reason. I will look in the mirror and not judge what I see. I have compassion for other drivers. My work will be fruitful. My computer will work correctly. My clients are going to get amazing results today. I'm going to show up to fully do what I love doing. God is with me and for me. I'm a great speaker and coach and wife and mom. I can do all the things I'm called to do. I have capacity, capability, worth, and value right now without changing a thing. I'm doing what is mine to do and allowing others to do what is theirs to do. I'm not responsible for the emotional health of other people, but I take full responsibility for my own. I love Jesus so much, and I'm not ashamed of it. That's what I wrote out today. So what this does is create vision for your day, and doing it earlier in the morning allows your mind to be set. Get it? Mind set. You're either intentionally doing the setting or it's going to get done for you by random thoughts that infiltrate your day, undermine big capital T truth, and impact your ultimate results and legacy. So set your mind on things above, like Colossians 3:2 says to do. And maybe you can create something like this as a coach and use this morning practice with your own clients. You can use this strategy for yourself, then invite your clients to do their own work in the morning as part of their client journey, or make a lead magnet or create coaching homework out of it because you see fruitfulness in your own life. So then you want to pass on that fruitfulness, that transformation, that possibility to somebody else that you work with, right? Make it a blessing for them. If you work with clients who don't follow Jesus, like that's not their thing, you can still invite them to take time in the morning to hear themselves and pay attention to what they need. That's coaching. And as you pray for them, ask God to reveal himself to them. He's faithful, and he's the one who is ultimately responsible for their relationship with him, but you can still partner with him, plant seeds, and pray for your clients. So please check out that free resource in the show notes. And we're going to keep talking in this season of the podcast about you being a coach, setting yourself up to lead yourself well, build your business, really connecting as a coach with your clients, creating resources, and developing ways to say, I'm a life coach. I help people. No matter who you help and what you help them do, you are a helping-hearted person. And if you're listening to this podcast, it's because you want to do it from a foundation of faith. You want to help people. You want to be in it more to give than you are to get, because you're not greedy in this. You're looking to build the kingdom of God more than you're looking to build the kingdoms of this world. But you still want to make an impact while you make an income so you can do more impact because your income is coming from the place of this calling as a coach. So we're dialing into that and narrowing things down so that you as a Christian coach have specific frameworks and possibilities in front of you. And I'm really excited where we're going in this season of the podcast. So thank you for being here with me. Check things out. If you want to work with me, go to sterlingandstonementoring.com. And I do life coaching, but also we do business coaching. And so we had a great conversation. All of my students, if you're in a course, you're invited to once a month call for free to dive in, and we all get on the Zoom call and we talk about everything that's going on. And it's just different every month. And we just had an amazing call yesterday where all of these women are sharing what they're thinking and what they believe about taking first steps in getting clients and, making an impact and making an income. And it's so brilliant when multiple people can come together and educate and encourage one another and connect. And so you could see, wow, other people experience the same trials and challenges and fears and things that I do. And I can see what God is doing when other people share. And I'm not just in my own head. It's really fun. So I'm actually going to be dialing in on a lot of the things that we talked about because they revealed what they're experiencing. And I know that you are likely wondering some of the same things, have some of the same questions, some of the same worries, and are looking for some of the same answers and solutions. And I want this podcast to be a resource to you. So if you know other helping hearted people who are, wanting to become a coach, thinking about it, are coaches, want to know how to find clients, how to connect with clients, how to create for clients, how to coach themselves as coaches, how to build businesses that create an impact and an income, then please share this podcast with them. I really want to help serve you and others. And I bless you to believe in yourself today. And I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for listening. For more coaching resources and to learn how to work with me, head to sterlingandstonementoring.com or click the link in the show notes. Remember, walk boldly in your calling, and I'll talk to you next time.